Any faithful out there, you want that real content, that official realness, and you want to stay informed?
I want the content creators always capping.
Yeah, capping.
All on Twitter, all on social media, all on the podcast.
If you don't want content where they're reaching, talking nonsense, looking for likes.
Real talk.
1, 2.
It's showtime!
Hey, what's going on, Empire? What's going on, fellow faithful? You find yourself here? Yes, you are. Yes, you are rocking with the Real Talk 92 Trendsetter. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, I usually have an itinerary for you guys, but today we just gonna go off the rip, man. Y'all know we talk about Moody. He set the 49ers. That pick set the 49ers verse on fire during the draft. I was actually cool with it. If the crew, they've had mixed feelings. They felt there was too much talent on the board not to have gone in another direction. But I thought it was cool. Moody cool with me, man. All right? And yes, we are the home of that official realness. Nobody brings unabashed, unapologetic, real talk, 49ers talk. All right? So with that being said, without any further ado, time to introduce. Where we at? Okay. Time to introduce crew. Hey. Real talk, 9 to talk. All right. From the west side to best side. Frisco's finest, the faithful of all faithfuls. Give it up, y'all. The Silverado. Yeah. All right, our little brother from the Southwest. Let's give it up, y'all. For none other, the Dollar Bill Will, a.k.a. Thirsty. Hey, y'all, we got company, man. We got company, guys. From the west side, the best side. Let's give it up, y'all, for Ryan G Hensley. Give it up for RG, y'all. All right. Welcome, Ryan.
What's going on?
Yes, sir. And last but not least, from the Rotten Apple, New York City, by way of Harlem, New York, give it up for your host, the one and only Niner Style. Give it up for Yes, sir.
All right.
So what's going on, fellas? It's been a long time. We got our brother from the west side, the best side. Give it up for Ryan G once again, y'all. Let's give it up. We treat our company well here. Man. Y'all know how we do around this time, man. Where's it at? I'm sorry, guys. Hey. Gonna smooth it on out. And y'all know how we do around this time. We're gonna do a round robin as we go around the room and we get a feel, it's a vibe here on Real Talk. And like I said, question of the day. How was everybody's day? Let's start off with Silverado, okay? How was your day, brother?
Hey, man, look. Blessed. Woke up this morning, you feel me? Went to work, knocked an 8-hour right quick. My Adobe was tripping to work, so it was kind of, hindering my workflow. But I was good, though, other than that. My day started right now, actually. You feel me? This will be a part of my day. So I'm blessed, bro. Good to see y'all, boys.
Yes, sir. Like I said, we're going to give it up to our guest here. Brother Ryan, how was your day?
Oh, man, doing good, man. Just grinding, working. I'm glad to be here with y'all. Looking forward to the Warriors winning game 5 today. So everything is lovely.
Right.
All right.
I'm here in the NYC, man, East Coast, but that's what's up for the Warriors, man. I've always liked them. Those guys are trendsetters as well. They change the game. You got a guy shoot from half court. That's a game changer. That takes size right away. You can shoot like that. All right, so let's get on over south to the southwest. Dollar, where you at? Where you go, Dollar? All right, well, I'll take over here. I'll wrap it up. Here, Dollar, get it out. Like I said, I'll wrap it up, man. And like I said, you know, I had a great day. Had an early day. I'm actually still a little tired. You know, I'm tired. My work hours, you know, I work very long. You know, I have a very early start. You know, 3:50 in the morning. That's 4 a.m. That's an early start. So sometimes, you know, my body, you know, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So my body takes a little time to wind back up. But anyway, I did look forward to today's broadcast and our special guest. And you guys know the deal. I see we got the real talkers in the building.
They in here.
They're here.
Oh, and you know who in the building?
All right.
The queen herself was on time.
Queen herself is in the building, man, and I think I'm going to win this one by default. I'm going to win this one by default. You know, let me get her music ready.
Yeah, live free, live.
Right out.
We see you, Queen.
That's right. And y'all know no broadcast, and I mean no broadcast is ever official. Ever official. Ooh, I messed up. I'm sorry. Don't kill me. Don't kill me, Panama. I told y'all I'm tired today. Let me get it ready. I know Ryan is like, what the hell is going on here? All right. So like we said around this time, no broadcast. And I mean no broadcast is ever official. Ever official. Without the queen.
She's your queen to be, a queen to be forever.
Give it up, y'all, for the one and only Panama Queen. The two matriarchs. Yeah. Well, me and Drew usually give you a backdrop on that. Drew and I usually battle to see who's the best lip syncer. He's not here today, so I went by default.
Hey, my bad. My bad, man. I'm at work. I'm working right now too, so I'll be in and out. But my day went good, man. Can't complain. Thankful to see another day, and
yes,
it's good to be on here with y'all, man. Talk some 49 football.
That's right.
All right.
Yes, sir. So, y'all know this is my favorite part of the show. Hopefully, it's your favorite part of the show. As we get into
Chrissy say Don wins.
Get it. Hey, Real Talk 9 to 12. Say what? It's the roll call. All right, first on the agenda, we got our brother from another. Now this guy's dirty, more dirty than Jew from that dirty South. Let's give it up, y'all, for Eminem, a.k.a. Memphis. Man. Next up, we got our sister from another mister. Give it up to G Hensley, the one and only Christy Reed. Christy, y'all. And like you say, she's the matriarch. So nice we had the white orphan introduce her twice. Give it up, y'all, for Panama Queen. All right. Also our sister from another mister. One we could never diss. Give it up for the one and only Cinnamon Kids. Oh yeah, right. The ladies in here, man, and they know their stuff. All right, don't mean to be rude, but let's give it up for our brother from another 49er dude. Give it up for 49er dude, y'all. Hey. It's a 187 on the undercover guy. Give it up, y'all, for the one and only 187. He's the notorious Purdy fan. Give it up, 187. All right, we got Super Dave, the OG. What do you say? I'm looking at the Dallas Rams road game. All right. Let's give it up, y'all. Super Dave, the OG. Okay, help me out here, man. Let me pull him in. All right, our brother from another. Let's give it up for Raphael, 559ers. Give it up for Raphael. All right, we got Little Jew in the building, aka K Squad 2.0.
Little Jew.
What's up, Little Jew? Right, we find them. Where they at? Where they at? Hey. All right, our brother from another, my man, my mellow, get on the mic because you know you eat jello. Give it up, y'all, for LTD, aka the Don. Give it up. All right. That concludes the roll call.
All right.
Give it up, y'all, for the real talk. Yeah. Give it up for the real talk.
Free speak your piece.
All right. So, first order of business, man. Let's lightly touch on it, man. Like I said, I wasn't tripping when we made the pick, man. I thought it was actually a good pick considering our kicker situation. I don't think a lot of people were, very knowledgeable on what's going on with our kicker situation.
Subway stations with the maps and the cars.
What's the deal with Zane? Like I said, I honestly don't know much about the guy. What's the deal with Zane? Anybody know, man? Tell me what's the deal with that. I think he was hurt. What was it, 20 last season? I think he was hurt. Didn't he have to catch an injury of some sort?
You talking about Gonzalez?
Yes.
Yeah. He's had some injury history. I think it was like groin or hamstring, something like that.
Okay.
And I think that's what his biggest problem has been so far. So, I think they're going to let him compete with Jake Moody, but I don't think it's going to be much of a competition, after spending the third round.
Right. So would he make a suitable backup?
He's probably going to be here until, they cut down and then he'll be gone. But, he can be an emergency backup later on in the season if they need him. They can always call him back up or something like that.
Right. Hold on, let's give it up for my man, guys. My man, my mellow from NYC with me. He's the founder of the Brooklyn 49er Empire. Give it up for 49er Jeff. Give it up for Jeff, y'all. What you say, the music playing in the background?
All right, Panama, we got you.
What do you mean, Panama? Hit us up.
Playground parks with the trees and the cars. Brownstone buildings.
How's the music for everybody? Is it too loud? You guys hear?
Turn down a little bit.
Turn down a little bit?
Yeah. Let me see what's in store. Subway stations with the maps and the cars. Summer cookouts, Uncle got the sandals on. Statue of Liberty, we holding up the torch. If they ask where I'm from, tell them this is New York, Brooklyn.
How's that, guys?
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
You good?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Cool. So, so you don't think he would make a suitable backup? I mean, look, I just don't want a Dallas situation.
Mm-hmm.
Compulsive.
I mean, do we don't really keep like two kickers, do we? Like I think we had Robert Gold last year, but I don't think anybody was behind him. I mean, if anything, they'll probably use Wisnowski, if Gold goes down. So I mean, I don't think we really kept two kickers. I don't think.
Have you seen what happened when we used Wisnowski for extra points?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. That's not a comfortable solution, man.
I understand. We don't normally keep more than one kicker, but we may need to start because
I was trying to say. Then you got a rookie. Like, we don't know. Honestly, we don't know how he's going to turn out. They say he's got the golden leg, and Lord knows, I hope so, but we just don't know until we.
And you know what? Look, and speaking of the kicker, Moody, I'm gonna say it like this, man. It kind of came to me as a shock to a degree, but if you're gonna take a kicker in the third round, it better be the best kicker in the draft.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. Well, think about it. I think it wasn't, was it 2 picks later? I think the second best kicker, the Patriots grabbed him up. And I told you why I think they did this, why I think they reached. Now, I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. This is, I have no reason to believe this, but it makes sense to me in my mind. I think it goes back to that safety pick. I personally believe they had about 3 to 4 safeties on the board. I personally think they wanted my boy out of Illinois. What's his name? Brown. I thought they wanted Brown out of Illinois. Then when Philly jumped up and grabbed him, maybe they panicked. They probably figured they could wait for him, and when he didn't come, they didn't want to take the chance and lose this guy.
Yeah, but John Lynch reported that they did get intel. I mean, at first, when I saw the press conference, he said that they didn't get any intel that teams were trying to get him, but he said he knew that teams were in need of a kicker. So they wanted to get Moody before anybody else got him. But at the end of the day, I mean, it was crazy they got him in the third round. But I get it, though, because Robbie Gould is not here, and you got to find that immediate placement. And I think Moody is the guy. Moody has a strong leg. I mean, when you look back at last year, Robbie Gould leg wasn't that strong, and we had a lot.
Robbie Gould had that stinky leg.
We had a lot of
leg
and we had a lot of kick returns. And that kind of put it in bad situations at times. So now that we got Moody, maybe that can
change.
Give us more touchbacks and more. If we're in a position where it's 56 yards or 60 yards, Moody has the leg strength to go ahead and do that, so they can win us ball games when games are close.
Right. Let me tell you what I like, man. I like they call the money movement, and I like that.
To add to that, if you think about it, I know we all pretty much pride ourselves on, and we've heard for years, defense wins championships and defense wins games, but sometimes special teams wins games.
Right.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So
you're Alan Vinatieri, man.
And look, man, this roster's so stacked. I know a lot of people want all the sexy picks, whatever you pick, but I believe we started with a foundation of special teams, and we need a kicker. You know what I'm saying? So start there. And then fill in the holes behind that. We don't need all them sexy picks. I know, Seattle did this. Man, fuck all that. We drafted it for us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was cool with me.
And I think Luke makes a good point in the chat. He's talking about that's the only starter we needed, right? Like that kicker's probably the only position you could have drafted this year that would have automatically got that starting spot off the jump. So it's a position of need, and it's good that he's here.
Right. Well, it's funny you say that. I was going to say it was the responsible pick. Mm-hmm. Like you got to draft responsibly. Like they say, drink responsibly, draft responsibly. I'm in New York, so I got a lot of Giant fans. And what I tell these guys is, you'd have thought we won the Super Bowl when we drafted Saquon. When they drafted Saquon. People hitting the streets, dancing. You had the memes. It was crazy. And what I told them guys, I said that was an irresponsible pick, considering you needed so much. Mm-hmm. Saquon, great talent, but that year that they drafted him was an irresponsible pick, and it's showing now. He's injury riddled because you have nobody to block for him. They were supposed to show up that O line. They neglected the O line, and they picked up a running back. And running backs don't have the shelf that kind of shelf life. And I said you're not going to want to pay him, and my words hold true. And they don't want to pay him.
Yeah. Originally, when they drafted Moody, I'll be honest, I was like, what? I was a little shocked, but I slept on it, and I'm like, all right, I'm not mad at it. As long as he works, as long as he plays like he did in college in the NFL, I'm not mad at that pick.
Well, it's funny. We said last week, like that when we did the draft review, we said that that Moody pick is yet, whether it was worth it or not, is yet to be seen right now.
Yeah,
we're gonna know down the line with that.
Yeah,
I tell these guys, Alan Vinatieri.
Think about it, man. Luke the Don, I couldn't have said it better myself. And this is true to the word. The only spot we really need a starter at, aside from right tackle, was the kicker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So hey, I'm not mad at it, man.
Yeah, like I said, if you knew the kicker situation, you couldn't really be mad at it. To be honest with you, I really wasn't mad at it. And my thing, like I said, what if he's another Justin Tucker? What if?
Yeah, and he did not miss an extra point in college, and he's 82% from as field goal percentage overall in college. That's good, man. I mean, I know
excellent.
Gold was 84% last year.
Yeah, but you're talking about kicking in Michigan. I mean, so you can kick in cold weather. That's a plus.
Consider this too. Think about it, right? Every other position on the field. If you said, well, he was a beast in college, he did this in college, X, Y, Z. You could say from college to NFL is the comp level is different.
Yeah,
kicker, long as you can kick and be accurate and got a leg. It don't matter what level you at. Because all you do is kicking. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the crowd might be loud, but it's not like the defense is gonna make a difference. The offense is gonna make a difference. You're just kicking the ball accurately, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? So, hey man, come on.
Yeah, and like Don said, it's probably a lot easier in Santa Clara than it is in Michigan.
Yeah. You know, you kicking out there, man. It's crazy. You know, that weather's no joke, man.
Heat cold, the ball cold. You know what I'm saying?
I've never experienced one of those winters. I've had some rough New York winters, but like a Michigan, Chicago, you know, Illinois type cold. I've never experienced that.
Yeah, that's different.
You know. Now I'll tell you where it gets cold in New York, upstate, like up near the Canadian border, Buffalo, all those places.
Buffalo. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, platform 246.
Platform 246. Let's give it up for platform 246, y'all.
Yo, what up? What up, bro?
As he welcomes Jake Money Moody. You know what? We got to get that man name right, man. We keep saying Jake Moody. It's Jake Money Moody. I like that. That gives me some, you know, like, you know, if he's taking on that kind of moniker, you got to respect it, you know.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh said there's 3 things you can count on in life: death, taxes, and Jake Moody.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Harbaugh, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I miss Harbaugh, man. I don't know most people. I miss Harbaugh.
We got one money already. You know what I'm saying? We got one money already, but you know, maybe they can share it. You feel me?
Yeah. You got to respect the coach. He's a player's coach, man. Harbaugh, man. Those guys will run through a burning building for Harbaugh. You know?
Yeah, man. I liked him. I was sad to see him go.
I actually miss Harbaugh, man. Last I seen Harbaugh, man, didn't he have a rap video? Who's got it better than us?
Oh, yeah.
No. Social media made it to a rap video.
Right. No, you can't beat it, man. You can't beat it, man.
I don't want to see Harbaugh rapping. I'm sorry.
Right.
Yeah. In the khakis.
Yeah. So, you know, y'all know I'm responsible for the production side of things, so I want to apologize about the audio levels. You know, this stuff is not easy to maintain all the time, and sometimes it has a mind of its own. You know, you'll set the you know, your levels from one level. You miss an update somewhere somehow, everything can be thrown off. That's the thing with these soundboards. They can be a pain. They're beautiful to move your show along, but they can be a pain sometime too.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like 5 minutes of my show the other week with no mic on, so
it happens, man.
Yeah,
well, like I say, man, you know, get into the soundboard game, man. It's easy, man. You know, I operate a Stream Deck actually, and it's a little console, and you press the buttons, and everything just happens, man. The magic happens, man. It's not as hard as you think, though. You just got to stay up on it. You know, give you guys. I don't think I ever showed. This is where all the magic happens, baby. This little thing here. Where all the magic happens. They make them so convenient and easy to, you know, maintain, you know, put together. You just it's just stand up on the level sometime, you know, that can throw you off.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Definitely. So what else? I wanted to get into I know we're jumping around here. I want to get into the graphics here. I did put some graphics together, you know, on these guys, on the stats and so forth. Where we at? All right. It's Jake Money Moody, y'all. Give it up for my man Money. And like I said, I want to get into his stats, man. I definitely want to get into his stats. Where are we? All right. Jake Money Moody. Moody has been named a Michigan legend for owning the title of the Wolverines' all-time leading scorer, 355 points. The kicker is also a 2021 Lou Groza Award winner, a 2-time Big Ten Kicker of the Year honoree, and owns program records for single game kicking scoring 19 points. And most field goals in a game, 6. All right. Let's give it up for Money Moody, y'all.
Hey, man.
You know, and like I said, at the end of the day, you know, if you didn't know the situation, you know, if you didn't know our situation, it's Robbie. All right, well, these are Robbie's stats from last season. You know, can't really compare Moody to him now. We have nothing to go on, but you know, these are not bad numbers. You know, 98% extra points. You know,
at all.
A total of, you know, 5th in league with 131 points. You know, 24th in field goals, 84.4. Not bad, you know. And like I say, with that production not coming back, you know, we were literally in dire straits, to be honest with you. You know, like, let's say we didn't do the responsible thing, we'd be in trouble.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
I'm gonna say it like this, man.
We'd be in trouble right now.
You know,
if we didn't make that move.
It's a youth movement, and both of y'all are right. I'm saying we was in trouble without no really solid kicker. And if we think about it, shout out to Robbie Gould, clutch as they come. But the older he got, there were certain times he missed kicks, extra points. You're like, what the fuck? Like, you know, what's going on?
Yeah, he missed some chippies. He did miss some chippies. That's when he had that stinky leg going on. I told you that.
That's not talent. Yeah. That's just age. He about 73.
I mean, you just showed me. You just showed his field goal percentage, and that was actually, it looked like it said 24th in the NFL. That's actually not that.
It's not bad.
24th, that's not that great, honestly, right? 24th? Wouldn't that be bad, right?
Yeah, right.
Well, like I said, he's aging, man. He's aging. Robbie's aging.
Yeah.
Robbie's aging. This was a move that had to be made either way.
Yeah.
So but I will say, I don't think he missed any game-winning kicks, though, right? I mean, extra points, I don't think he missed any game winners. Well, right.
He damn sure came through in Green Bay in that freezer.
Yeah.
He came through that.
I think he hasn't missed none in the playoffs, I don't think. I think that's the main thing about Robbie Gould.
Right. And pretty clutch playoff-wise. Like I say, let's say if Jake Money Moody, like if Money Moody turns out to be, the golden leg that they say he is, man, it was definitely worth the pick was definitely worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Considering it was a need, a pressing need at that.
I know we all play sports at some point in time in some capacity, but have you ever tried to kick a football? It's not as easy as it looks, especially from a long distance and accurately.
And some of these guys kick barefooted. I'm like, how do you do it? I'd be done.
Yeah.
I'd be done. My toe would probably be this big and swollen, sore. I'm sure their feet. I'm sure their feet can't be too good looking. Once they retire, these guys can't walk around barefooted. Yeah,
Bebop confirms Gold is like 100% in the playoffs. I think that's true. So that's the main thing, right? That Moody's got to do. He's got to make sure he's clutch in the playoffs. And based on his career in college, it seems like he is that guy. We'll see if it translates. But like Silverado was saying. It's not based on like your competition level or anything like that. It's just about can you kick or not. And Michigan seems like a tougher place. Ohio State's like a tougher place to kick than Santa Clara. Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Luke. Now, I knew he missed a crucial extra point, but I said I don't think he missed a game winner as far as a field goal. You know what I'm saying? So, but thank you for that tidbit because I was like, I think he missed an extra point. That was kind of, important. But I meant like a game-winning field goal, and I don't think he's ever missed for us, at least.
Yeah,
right. Well, look, man, let's get into Zane Gonzalez.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm sorry. Let me get that out. Get that out there, Luke. I'm sorry. Let me get Luke's comment out there. It's blocking the stats here. All right. Well, like I say, Zane. I'm thinking this is injuries. It's injury history that's got me a little uneasy with him,
Yeah, I mean his field goal percentage is actually better than Gold's right there. That's something that's jumping out to me.
You're right. Yeah. Gold's was 84.4.
Yeah, and his long is further as well.
Yeah.
Don, I think you're saying Zane has like a groin, or a hamstring, right? If you think about it as a kicker. Them the two most common injuries you're gonna have is a groin and a hamstring. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm not saying it's cool for him to be hurt, but it's understandable. So, damn it, you got to come back and show that as the vet, you deserve a job. There, Zane.
Now, Kev, you know how I am with these injuries.
Right. I mean, I think Zane's the kind of guy that they're gonna have on speed dial. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a backup. So you think he'd be? I mean, considering he can stay healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read up on Zane again. Okay, Gonzalez rewrote the FBS record book during his college career at Arizona State. His 96 career field goals and 494 total points set all-time FBS records that have since been broken. Well, they say he played at the you have that whole the FBS and I think it's the FCS.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, at the end of the day, he did play in the toughest division, which would be D1. I think that's the only difference. D1, D2, what have you. That's the only difference Now you have the
But
FBS.
even with that, you know, like Ryan just said and he alluded to, again, you're standing behind a line and a line of scrimmage. It's not like the defense, how good the defense is makes a difference. You just got to make the kick. You know what I'm saying? So this is the one position in football that the level of talent in front of you, I mean, unless you get the field goals blocked, extra points blocked. Other than that, just kick.
Yeah. Well, he should be solid. I mean, like I said, considering he can stay healthy.
When they say you had one job, they got one job.
Yeah, and didn't the 49ers they had a problem, I believe. Was it this last year, early in the season, with protecting Robbie when he was trying to kick these extra points or field goals? Was it this year or was it the year before? But I specifically remember a couple of bad. Yeah, right. Yeah. So hopefully they fixed that.
Ryan, it was one game in particular where I believe Ross Dwelly missed the block, and now going into the intricacies of football, but you say. Just like old lineman taught to block inside out, same thing with block field goal extra points.
Yep.
He ended up trying to pick up the man outside versus the man inside. Like, what is you doing?
Right.
Right. Hey, y'all, in the place to be. Let's give it up for my man BC, Brian Kolb. Thank you, Brian.
What's going on, Brian?
Really appreciate it.
Hold on, brother.
Oh, there's one for you, Silverado. Oh, okay, you left the screen. Oh, and last but definitely not least, my man Emiliano. Oh, give it up for Emiliano, y'all.
Thank you, B-Bob. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Be right back.
Yeah, Ryan, we have a no man left behind rule here. So, you know, sometimes far after the roll call, they just stroll in and we show them love, man.
That's good of you guys to do that, man. I'm sure your viewers appreciate that. So I do want to say shout out to Christy Marie, who said hello to me earlier, as well as Platform 246. So I want to say hi to those guys. All right. Say no more, my brother. Say no more. Well, let me ask you. What do you? I mean, when it comes to this field goal, this kicker position, I think, and I know I'm sounding like a broken record here, but I can't stress enough how this position, it remains to be seen whether it was worth it or not. And like I said, I just don't think a lot of people were very knowledgeable on that, because I didn't know we were in dire straits like that. If you think about it, you're in dire straits. If Robbie Gould is not coming back, and Zane is having these injury, issues, you're pretty much without a kicker. Yeah. You're pretty much without a kicker. So they, it was the responsible pick. They had to make this pick. I just hope Money Moody turns out to be exactly what everybody, because when he was drafted, all the guys that, all the announcers there were saying, like, this is a good pickup. Everybody was praising him. So I was cool with the pick, man, to be honest with you. Yeah, he was on all my draft boards, like prediction wise, like my mock drafts. Right. But I had him like in the 7th, but I had no idea that he was going to have such a high demand. So when I heard that the 49ers drafted a kicker in the 3rd round, my initial reaction was shock. Like, I was like, what are y'all doing, right? But then I slept on it. I heard the news that the Patriots were going after a kicker. Going after him too. Yeah, the Patriots would have got him. I'm cool with it, man. I think, if he ends up being the same guy he was in college, it'll end up being a good pick. A great. And I know he's got a boot on him. Yeah, he's got a boot on him too. So the kickoffs is another thing a lot of people aren't talking about. I know it was brought up earlier today, but a lot of people aren't mentioning that. Hopefully we can just get a lot more touchbacks as well. So yeah, I mean, it's important. It was the open position on the team, so I'm glad they addressed it. Yeah, well, I think a lot of these games are going to come down to the kicker anyway. I think a lot of these games, we've had some battles where it came down to the kicker. So if he's got, like I said, if he's got that golden leg that everybody claims he has, if we can get we get some of that going, man. Like I said, the pick was very well worth it. Yeah. And like I said, the responsible pick. It was a responsible pick. Yeah. But I want to get into something else too, kind of a little bit off topic. I noticed you I saw a Twitter post you put up. Who was this? Rappaport? Was it Rappaport? Yeah, Rappaport. Yeah, you was on that boy head like a decal. Yeah, man. I just get honestly, I'm a little sick and tired of just the Trey hate. Like it's been like since he's been here, and it's unjustified. Like I could see if he was like had a bad attitude or a poor work ethic.
Nah, great kid, man. Great
He's a great kid, and he just turned 23. I got a daughter who's 24, a son who's 20. You know, I got kids that age, and I see these grown ass men coming at Trey Lance, and I just don't have patience for it. And so
I actually met the kid once, and he's a little, you know, he's not tall. I'm 6'2". He's about 6'4". I would give him a solid 6'4". You know, really long fingers, you know, really long hands, you know. And like I said, very good, very, very cool kid, man. Very cool, man. And like I said, some of the hate he gets, I just don't understand it. For instance, I forgot which report it was, but it was just ridiculous. Not even a report. It's one of these writers, man. And what did he do? He's comparing a kid with 4 games to Sam Darnold with 5 seasons.
Yeah, that was Jack.
I don't get that.
That was Jack. Yeah, it's 3.25
That's
games
what it was.
to be exact. Yeah. 3.25 games to be exact. One, you know, he had a
makes no sense.
Yeah, one of them was a broken finger. One of them was freaking, you know, in a monsoon. It's just crazy to even make a judgment on Trey Lance honestly in any way. But when I look at Trey Lance, to me, he seems like he has everything he needs to be good, except he just needs that experience and that time.
Right.
But to say he's a bust after 3.25 games,
that's ridiculous to me. I don't get it. How could this kid be a bust?
It's some kind of bias there besides actual.
Well, we said what it was, man. I ain't gonna go into it on the air, but we said what it was, you know, and you know.
Question for you, Ryan. It's a question and a statement, but I'm gonna say it to you because you're a guest on here now, and so you like a neutral party. So let's go with the whole bust thing. Outside of Ryan Leaf, it ain't many white quarterbacks that they've called a bust, right? You know what I'm saying? Based upon how bad they played or how inconsistent they are, right?
Look, they haven't even called Sam Darnold a bust.
And hold on now, this is the big thing, Ryan. It's crazy that when you got, and I really hate to make it seem like this is it, but this is it. You know, when you got a white quarterback versus black quarterback, the one thing you never hear about a white quarterback, no matter how many games they play and how new they are, is.
Can I finish it for you? Can I finish it for you? Because I know what it is. They can't read the defense, right?
That too, but no.
Yeah.
You never hear them say, well, the league gonna catch up to him.
Oh, right.
You see what I'm saying? Think about it. Now, all the black quarterbacks, well, eventually the league will catch up to him. So why can't they catch up to Brock Purdy or any other, you know, quarterback? Come on, man. Don't do that.
Right. Yeah. And then look at the comparisons. You know, I'm glad our platform, Jamarcus. Right. You know, I've heard Trey compared to Jamarcus Russell. I'm like, how could you pick how? You know, because he's tall, he's black, he can run, he can use his legs a little bit. That doesn't mean he's going to be Jamarcus. I just want Kyle to let the boy be a quarterback. Let him be a quarterback. Let him play the position.
Big man, Jamarcus Russell was an old lineman playing quarterback. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man. That's no. And Ryan, like you said, all this unwarranted hate for Trey Lance is ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
makes absolutely no sense.
Like Jamarcus Russell, from my understanding, did not have a tremendous work ethic at all, and that's the big difference. You look at Trey Lance, man, that guy puts in work.
Look at him.
Trey works.
Yeah,
Trey works. You can't deny that. Nobody with 2 eyes can deny that.
Right.
Nobody can deny that. Trey definitely works, and like I said, you can't use the Jamarcus Russell tagline on Trey. That's, I mean, from the time we've drafted him, we've got numerous videos of him working out, you know, him with Ayuk, you know, you see they have like a connection going. So the kid definitely works, man. Another thing I don't like, Ryan, is what these guys don't do when they, you know, when they hype up these quarterbacks, they never factor in arm talent. Yeah. Just having a strong arm and no accuracy, I mean, like I said, that just makes you Brett Favre early in his career. Exactly. I mean, he was never really accurate like that. But at the end of the day, that was the issue with Brett Favre. He had a strong arm, but he was not accurate.
Yeah, and you know, I've broken down before, like by yardage, the accuracy for Trey Lance, and it's like you hear often that Trey Lance can't make the easy layups, can't make those throws, but he's actually, I think it was 67.5%, and that's without Kittle, that's without CMC on those short throws, and he's 66% over 30 yards, which was far better than the 49ers quarterbacks have had. So a lot of it, man, is just something. to me, it's either because they're just in love with Jimmy Garoppolo and they're mad that they replaced him with Trey Lance, or it's some kind of bias in there.
Part of it.
You know what I mean?
That's definitely part of it.
Okay, let me give my
I believe it's
going on
a little
because it
both.
looks like the order was canceled yesterday, but we don't have no information of why it was canceled.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's Dollar. Dollar doesn't realize he's.
Let me put you on another hold, okay? So
I got it.
Okay. Oh, you got it? Yeah, man. Like I said, some of the bias, I just don't get it with Trey. It has to be what we call it. I just think we have an element of this fan base that don't want to see a brother in that position. I think Trey is suffering from the same preconceived notion that all the other African American quarterbacks before him have gone through. Like we've had footage of they had a panel with Warren Moon and who was on that panel? Dave. Goddamn, Kev. You remember that? The panel we had up. It was Josh Dobbs, TJ Manuel, and Warren Moon, and they were all talking about the stuff that they had gone through coming into the league and how they had to scale back. They had to scale back on their
about this whole black and white thing is unprecedented. I mean, and you can go back years. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not now. It's been years. There's a stigma with black quarterbacks versus white quarterbacks.
Yeah, well, that's what I just said.
And the other thing that pissed me off about this is when the white quarterback kind of falls in place or fails, there's reasons for it. But when a black, I told you he wasn't going to be a good quarterback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? Like, man, come on, man. Like, it's.
Yeah.
Anybody something else
anybody calling Trey Lance a bust,
and I told everybody else.
Anybody calling Trey Lance a bust after 3.25 games, if you're not saying the same thing about Sam Darnold, then I mean, what else?
He ain't even a bust. They haven't even called him a bust. They're talking about this guy is the best thrower of the ball. And like I said, all due respect to Matt Miyoko, but I'm sorry, that is complete bullshit in my opinion. That's complete bullshit. I'm not.
Hey, did anybody hear what he said? Apparently, he came back, and Matt Miyoko did his best impersonation of a DB because he was backpedaling. When he went ahead and clarified his comments. Did anybody hear what he said, Ron? Did you hear what he said?
Yeah, I basically he said it does kind of sound crazy. I probably shouldn't have said that. I probably should have clarified. He actually regrets saying that. So he was talking about like his throwing. I don't know. I don't really understand it because Cap could throw the shit out of a ball. Steve Young could throw the hell out of a ball. So no matter how you explain it, it's still wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I like Matt. He's been around for a minute. That was the craziest thing I've ever heard him say.
Yeah, and everybody's like, "Oh, he's such a nice guy." I understand he's a nice guy, but he's wrong as hell on that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. All right, guys, in a place to be. Let's give it up for our sister, Denise.
I'm gonna go back a couple years here.
What's up, Denise?
I'm gonna go back a couple years here when I say this, Ryan. But if you think about it, Cap and Jimmy had some of the same deficiencies, but they took up for Jimmy when they didn't take up for Cap.
For Cap.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, are you serious? Come on.
Can I get like just on a deeper level, on a macro level, if we're looking at this, right? It's obvious. Anybody that knows anything, you can't deny that the NFL has a history of racial bias against black quarterbacks. That's just a fact. You can't deny it. So for some people to want to pretend that all of a sudden on a certain date that just went completely away, that's not how it works. Now it might be gradual, and gradually some people stop like having those biases, but it didn't just go away. So to pretend that it's gone is just crazy. Like it still exists, and it's obvious.
Yeah, you're right. There's no way in hell that people just overnight just happen to change their mind and think so much better of black quarterbacks. I think when it comes to the black quarterback, they just think athlete. Yeah, they don't think skill; they think athlete. And like I said, Warren Moon and these guys found themselves holding up. Like when they would run a 40, they would make sure they didn't run as fast, because what would normally happen? They'll try if they see you're fast and you're agile right away, they're going to change your position. No, you can't be a quarterback. We could use you as safety, or we could use it, as a DB. These guys' positions were being changed. So basically, they were punished for being athletic.
Yeah,
it didn't work, and it didn't work very well in their favor. And it's that kind of shit that has to stop.
Yeah, and I've been speaking out on this stuff for the last since they got Trey, really. And what's funny is now I get people calling me racist against white quarterbacks, and I'm a white man. My favorite quarterback, Steve Young. So it's just taking a whole crazy turn right now.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, people take your words, they twist it, and they'll create whatever narrative they want to take. I mean, we saw that with Kaepernick. Even the whole thing. Not that I want to get all into that, but we even saw that. Now the man said, "Listen, my kneeling has nothing to do with the flag," and people still took it and made it about the flag anyway. Yeah. So that's just the issue. When we tell you things, believe it. Yeah. We tell you things. You got to believe it. Like I said, we went through something over the weekend, and a post was taken out of context. People took it. They took our words. They twisted them, and they made it what they wanted. They twisted it to their narrative, to what they wanted it to mean.
Yeah,
wasn't the case.
Yeah, I mean, I think I've learned that it's a segment of this country and this world is just stupid, and they're also, and part of that is racism. And as long as those people exist, we're gonna have to deal with it within the fan base as well.
Unfortunately, and you know what? With that note, let's give Ryan a round of applause. Right on.
Man, I missed all what y'all talking about. I'm busy on these phones. Man, what's going on? Y'all talking about Trey?
Oh yeah, you know the deal. We had to bounce around. It always bounces back to Trey. You know the deal. I think until the season starts and we really get to see what it is, that's going to be the comments. That's going to be everybody's talk.
Oh man, I mean, look, man, it just people starts. Man, people just they're not, like, the fan base is not just realizing the what's in front of them. I mean, they know Brock Purdy is not going to be back week 1, might not be back until week 4. So everybody knew Trey wasn't going to get traded. Everybody came up with all these crazy theories that Trey was getting traded and this, that, and the third, and all that. I mean, Kyle literally said in the owners' meeting that Trey Lance was going to have a chance to regain his spot, because as of right now, Brock is in the lead because of what he did, last season. So Kyle's right. I mean, it's fair. He is in the lead. But now that he's hurt, this is Trey's chance now to redeem it. It's his chance to retake, the reins, to be the guy that they traded a lot of assets for to get.
Absolutely.
And if Trey balls out while Purdy's gone, I just can't fathom of how they'll just yank Trey out like that. Like,
they won't.
They won't, because first you gave up 3 firsts for him, and if he's out there balling out, well, Colin John's gonna look at each other like, well, you see, we stuck with it. We stuck with the plan, and we're right. We did what we were supposed to do. We traded all the assets to get Trey to be the guy who he thought he was, and look what he's doing. So Colin John likes to be right. So if he balls out the first 4 games, Colin John gonna be looking like they're right, and they're gonna keep playing the trade. And Purdy's gonna be the backup, and then at the end of the day, we're gonna have the best quarterback room in the NFL.
Well, that was the whole deal from the beginning, Dollar. Remember, he was the 3rd string. He came in the 3rd string. Nobody expected Purdy to do what he did last year. Let's be honest. And like I said before, it's so ironic. Trey pretty much lost his position due to injury. Now Brock is going to possibly lose his for the same reason. And it's not a conspiracy. It's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Alex Smith did too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah.
Well, your downfall is somebody else's opportunity.
All right. Quick. Now, when I start, it's not sound like it don't make no sense, but just stay with me, right? When I was in the Navy, I worked a job up in Fountain, Nevada, where I had like a general billet where I worked at a gym, and we had sensitivity training like that for to prevent racism and things of that nature. We did right. So Ryan, there was like 34 people in this class, right? And they put glasses on everybody one at a time. And so basically you put glasses on and you read what's on the board. And then the other person puts the glasses on. They read the same thing, but due to the glasses, you see something different, right? My thing is, I say that to say, when we brought in Sam Darnold, a certain pair of glasses made you see Sam Darnold was coming back. But the other pair of glasses made you see, oh, we bring in Sam Darnold to back up Trey. And the glasses were two different glasses. But think about it like this. They brought in Sam Darnold because they had a pretty good idea that Brock wouldn't be ready at the start of the season. You know,
right.
So, right. But the majority of the people, the glasses they had on, oh, they brought in Sam Darnold to back up Brock. No, fool. Yeah. And I guarantee you, I think Brock will start on the pup list, and Trey's going to get the chance to do his thing because he deserves it. So I'm saying, right. So for those of you who got the weather pair of glasses on, go back to Lens Crafters or wherever you went, Walmart, get your glasses because you got the wrong glasses.
Yeah, I mean, the competition is between Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. It's not between Trey Lance and Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's an insurance policy. And that's why I get frustrated when I hear this over and over again. So I feel like I just got to speak up on it all the time.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, man, your takes, I think your takes are excellent and on the money, man. I don't know if you see it on Twitter. I've actually, I've definitely given you your props on your Trey takes. I think right alongside you would be Jesse. You know, Jesse's another one, spot on with the Trey stuff, man. You know, I love this breakdown that he had when they were saying, you know, Trey can't make like you say, the simple throws, and all he did was show footage of these simple throws. You know, I just think he's not being coached the same way.
Yeah, I don't like how he was used from the beginning.
Yeah,
I'll say that much.
They use him like Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, I mean, so my favorite quarterback is Steve Young, and that's how I would love to see them use Trey Lance, right? Like the ability to run, but don't make him a running back, right?
Right.
Use that ability to scramble and take off on you, but don't call run plays for him over and over again. They actually did that to Steve Young for like the very beginning of his career, and they learned quickly that that's dangerous, and they changed it up. They stopped doing that for Steve Young, and they just let him run when he could make something out of nothing.
Right.
I mean, I can understand.
Just running them to be running them makes no sense. It just makes no sense. You're gonna get him.
You know what? Hey, Ryan, to that point. In one of my articles, Ryan, I said I wrote one of my first articles was about Trey Lance on writing for Sports. You know, and I understand using Trey's abilities with his leg. Don't make him a slave to his legs. That's the issue. You're making him a slave to his legs. He's a
I don't mind an occasional
run.
Have
to throw the ball.
Yeah. I don't mind an occasional run with Trey Lance, but he shouldn't be your main runner on your team.
No, not at all. Like the Arizona game was ridiculous.
Especially when you got CMC. Like, come on, bro. Like, you got CMC and Elijah Mitchell. Like, use Trey's legs when it's like 4th and 1, 4th and 2, red zone, 5 yard at the 5 yard line, something like that. But not when there's no 3rd and 13, 2nd and 18. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Trey. We seen Trey get those yards, but I mean, that's not the way to use them. Like, that ain't the way to use them.
Dollar in that AZ game, 12 carries than every other running back combined.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, come on, man, what are you doing?
And to me, I thought that was a very winnable game.
Damn.
You know, Kyle got it together at some point. I just think he stood with a certain strategy too long. It clearly wasn't going to be sustained. It worked in pockets, in spots it worked, but it wasn't very sustainable for entire 4 quarters. And then really quick, guys, let's give it up for Neon Dion, the light skinned Statskin, Niner Gang podcast. What's up, Dion?
And then here's what bugs me too, man, is John Lynch talking about he's got to prove he can stay healthy, and comparing his injury history to these other quarterbacks who aren't asked to run 13 times per game. It doesn't make sense to me.
Right. Like I said, they got to let the guy play. Just let him be a quarterback. Let him sit in the pocket. Let him pick. He makes excellent throws. I thought the Chicago game, I thought he threw some marvelous
dimes.
Yeah.
You know? But the team didn't help him either.
And Trey was playing good. He was playing good that season before he got hurt in the Seattle game at home. He was playing good. He was playing good ball.
Yeah, excellent ball.
I mean, look, the Chicago game. Everybody want to blame Trey. Blame Trey for the Chicago game.
No, wasn't.
But it was a monsoon. We couldn't move the ball when it was drenched. Chicago put points on us when the rain wasn't going on, and when the rain came back, we still couldn't do
Forget about it.
And
we had Murphy's Law.
And Debo fumbled the ball.
Right.
That was a turnover. I think Kittle fumbled the ball in that game. That was a turnover. And we had over 100 yards worth of penalties. You cannot put that game on Trey at all.
Debo turned the ball over in the red zone. I mean, those are killers, man. That's a dagger to get right there and turn the ball over.
I say watching the game too. If you remember in that game, when it came down to it and Trey had to win the game, that's when it started raining the hardest. When Trey had to try to win the game with his arm, that's when it started raining the hardest. Nobody talked about that, but he was bust and he had a bad game. Get the fuck out. Go play Travis. Blind over with
Trey Lance's best half of football came in the second half against the Texans game, and he was not running the ball at all, barely at all in that second half. So that's how they need to use him.
Yeah, I agree. They don't need to use him for his legs. Like you run him when he absolutely has to, you know. But see, the whole thing is this: they're not getting with Kyle. I think he outsmarts himself sometimes. He's too smart for his own good. Because my thing is, if you let him sit in the pocket and you let him pick people apart with his arm, the run is going to open up.
Yeah.
If these guys got to drop back and play honest, that's going to open up.
And Ryan, you hear me say this for the first time, but I've been saying this as long as I had a voice. Kyle Shanahan will rather be wrong his way than right somebody else's.
Right.
Yeah, some of this, we put on where Denise said. I know Denise is coming for our next because she loves her some Kyle. But Denise, sometimes, Mama, it is what it is, man. We give Kyle his praise when he does the right thing and he's successful. But I've just seen him outcoach himself quite a few times.
Yeah, Kyle wants to be right so much. That's another reason why I believe in Trey Lance is going to get his opportunity because Kyle Shanahan wants him to be. He wants to be right about that.
Right. Well, let me ask you this, and because too bad Jude's not here. Because me always say this. I think some of that stuff, a lot of that stuff Brock was doing, some of that stuff he was out. He was audible and out of. I don't think he was going all the way with that playbook. I think there were definitely things that he was changing up. If he sat on the sideline, don't get me wrong, the kid is cerebral. I take nothing from Brock. Brock's a bad boy. Yes, we said it. Brock's a bad boy. We love Trey, but Brock's a bad boy too. And he said on that, he took, you can tell when, he was on the sideline watching, he was taking in what was going on. That's why he was able to come in and be so successful. You got to remember too, he's also a 4-year starter. He's used to playing in the heat. Mm-hmm. He's used to the fire. So, like I say, I just think a lot of that stuff he was audible and out of, like this shit Kyle calling, like, man, look, we doing this. I'm sure on occasion, time or two, he's done that.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I like Brock. I think Brock is way better than Jimmy Garoppolo. I think Brock pretty, worked that system better than Jimmy Garoppolo. But at the same time, I'm not sold yet. I'm not sold yet due to the fact that there's an 8-game sample size. And that the league has studied him now, like this offseason, right now. They're studying him right now. So
if
the opportunity do presents itself back to Brock to be the starter, I want to see if he can still keep that same level of play now that teams know his
what he can do.
Know what he does.
Now, if he can go out there and still do it again, he's got me sold. I tell these guys all the time, Ryan, the defensive coordinators in the NFL don't have a day off.
Right.
Yeah.
We go on vacation. We're in the pool. They're not doing that. They're sitting there looking at the iPads, looking at your every move, looking at all your habits. Everything, pretty much everything, every move you make, they're analyzing it, and and drawing up pretty much like a dossier file on you.
Yeah.
And like I say, when it comes to the Brock, he's got to do it again.
Quarterbacks still have question marks.
There you go.
Right.
They all got question marks attached to him. Like Brock Purdy, we don't even know what his arm's going to be like when he gets back. We don't know what his mental's going to be like after going through that whole ordeal. Trey Lance.
Can I be honest on something else?
Yeah.
He got gifted a couple interceptions that were dropped. He had about a handful, 5 to 6 that were dropped.
Yeah.
We forget that. If those are not dropped, guess what? We're not talking about Brock the same way.
It's a different conversation.
Right. And I go back to the preseason when my man was in there. What was his name? The guy he was competing with.
Thank you. Say it again for people in the back.
Nate
Sudfeld. Did you see the interception Sudfeld threw in preseason?
Yeah.
He was literally 2 to 3 seconds off. Because I saw the angle of the ball. I saw he was trying to hit who was he? He was trying to hit God. What's the braids, Kev? I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm bad with my memory.
McLeod.
McLeod. He was trying to hit Ray.
Mhm.
Right. He was trying to hit Ray, had him in stride, and the DB undercut it and intercepted the ball. They took him out. We never saw him again. Now, if that pass was 3 seconds earlier, that's a connection. This guy's probably still on the team.
Possible for sure. Yeah.
It's crazy how these opportunities can be blown so easily. The most minute thing can cause an opportunity to be blown.
Yeah.
You know?
And Brock still got to learn to step up in the pocket. Like, he's very elusive and stuff like that. But when it comes to staying in the pocket and stepping up in the pocket, he struggles with that.
Yes.
Let me tell you something, Ryan. And you got to join us once football Sunday.
And Ryan, have he done that Eagles game?
But Kev, what did I say in our group chat? You know, we get on our phones and we do the group chat and we talk. What did I say the game before that? What was it? Was it Dallas? The Dallas game. Didn't I say he dances too long in the pocket? I said he dances too long in the pocket. This is not college. You don't, whereas you had 3 to 4 seconds in college, you got 1 to 2 in the NFL. And that's what happened to him. He got clipped. His elbow got clipped. He hung in there too long. Has he simply stepped up? This is a whole nother, like you say, Ryan, this is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
He takes one step forward. This is a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
Whole nother conversation.
I mean, let's not act like Purdy's not going to be a project. He's going to be a project too. I mean, that's one of them. You got to step up in the pocket. You can't do the Patrick Mahomes and go backwards and then roll to the left.
No, that shit ain't gonna work. And it didn't work well for him when he tried it. It didn't work.
I'm actually wondering if his height is hindering his ability to step up in the pocket. Will he ever be able to?
Well, that's why he needs to step up. Because think about it, Brian. If he stays deep in the pocket like that with his height, he's not gonna be able to see over those guys.
Well, Russell Wilson, he gets out of the pocket, and I think his height because of his height.
Wait, Don. Let's think about this, right?
Right.
With Purdy being shorter, the deeper he is, the better he can see over them trees in front of him.
Yeah.
The more he steps up, now they taller because they're closer to him. So his height may end up an issue. But damn it, Dollar went off before I could say what I wanted to say. But again, nobody has said wait until or what if the league catches up to Purdy or.
Well, we've said it on this show.
Been a black man. Oh, whoa.
We've said it because at the end of the day,
we have.
Yeah, we know what it is. And let me tell you another point I want to make. Like I said, if he stays deep in the pocket and he doesn't step up, once that pressure starts to surround him, he's not going to be able to see over those guys, man. I don't see it. I don't see it. If he's got to step up, and there's times where he got to get out of there and boogie. Brock had plenty of opportunities to take off. He didn't have to make those dink and dunks. He could have ran most of those and just slid and got the yards.
And what's crazy, as good of a runner as Brock Purdy is behind the line of scrimmage, I think he only had like 13 yards or something crazy the whole season positive, right? He's not taking off past the line of scrimmage. And you would think he would, being as fast as he is, you think he would do that more often.
Right. Well, it's funny because the Dallas game, I remember this play vividly, whereas he actually stepped up in the pocket and kind of started to scramble, and then saw Ayuk downfield and decided to throw it, and Ayuk stopped running. So my thing is Ayuk stopped running because I guess he figured Purdy was going to take off, but Purdy didn't take off. Purdy threw it instead. And he stopped running, and he just overthrew the play. So my thing is sometimes you got to take what's given to you. You know, take what they give you. You don't always have to make the home run.
Yeah, and the other thing he's got to fix is peeling out the back left.
Right,
like he peels out to his left, and like he almost got in trouble a couple times doing that.
Yeah,
that's another thing he's got to fix.
But see, I say arm talent. Trey has better arm talent because at the end of the day, I don't think he can throw across his body with precision like Trey. Like Trey has a lot of attributes that is just being completely overlooked. Trey can actually throw across his body, like the shot to Debo.
Yeah.
Against the Texans, that was, running right, throwing left. Can Brock do that? I don't think he can do that kind of stuff.
Not at that level. Trey can make like any throw on the field. Trey can make any throw on the field. Brock doesn't have the same arm strength as Trey, and that's just being 100%.
Yeah, but you got to get a guy a chance.
Yeah, you
got to give Brock a chance. Platform 246 says height is definitely hindering. You're right. I'm not saying it's not hindering, but what I'm saying is it's hindering, especially if you let that pressure corral you. When that pressure corrals you, you got to get up. And who was best at doing that? Come on, Russell Wilson. Let's be honest. He would kill us with that. When our linebackers would drop back and he would get in the middle of the pocket and see that middle, he would kill us for 20, 30-yard fucking rips. Am I lying? Tell me where's the lie. We've seen Russell do it over and over and over. And what I'm saying is Purdy can do the same thing. He can do the same thing. When that opens up and these guys drop back, he can step up and take some of those yards. You know, he's been giving it to CMC, and CMC's going to take it to the house. But he could also keep it and scramble for most of those yards and just slide. I don't think he utilizes his ability to scramble as much as he should.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, both these guys got a lot to prove still.
I'm glad you brought up CMC.
Yeah, CMC is dope, man. I don't care what nobody say.
CMC is dope, man. My point is, name me a game where Trey had all at his disposal the way Brock had.
He never had CMC. No.
Or
Debo. Gary had Debo. No, he did have Debo.
He's never had CMC, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, all in the same game. Never, not once.
Right. And it's funny, the couple of times that he played with Debo, he got 2 touchdowns. Remember Seattle? He threw a touchdown to Debo on the sideline. Touchdown. The Texans threw a bomb touchdown. So he can find these guys, and they don't have to break. And I think it'll be better for them guys long term. They won't get the nicky-knack injuries that they receive because they're not beating so many defenders. You know, if he can hit these guys deep, you take that away. You know, and I stole that from Turan. Let's give Turan a round of applause.
Yeah, Turan.
Turan made that point, and I had to agree with him. I said, you're right.
And
he's catching Kittle and these guys 30, 40 yards down the field. They're not fighting through all these defenders. So you take away a lot of these injuries that they catch.
Yeah. And to Denise's point here, I will say that I do like Brock Purdy a lot better than Jimmy. He's way more mobile, and he sees the field better. He's more of a playmaker.
No, he's better than Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe arm talent is similar to Jimmy's, but he's better than Jimmy. I can't do that to my boy Brock.
No. Who said that Jimmy was better than Brock? I don't believe that.
Yeah. Because he's pretty much the same quarterback, just more mobile. And
he's more mobile. He has the same arm talent.
He's the same type of quarterback.
I think he sees the field better, though. I think he sees the field better than Jimmy does.
No, I think he's better than Jimmy.
He stretches the ball downfield. He's a better processor than Jimmy. To me,
he go through his progressions.
Yeah, he does. He does. And he's not a one read guy. Like Jimmy was a one read guy. Like once your first read, his first read is gone. Then it's that feet going like this. It's going like this. He throws the ball. He throws the ball either he can either get sacked or he intercept the ball. But Purdy is a way better quarterback than Jimmy. I mean, it's the same offense, but I mean, Purdy performs it better than Jimmy does. For sure.
Well, Purdy's pretty cerebral, man. Like I said, he's a think out there. You can see he's a think out there. There's just some bad decisions he makes from time to time that gets himself caught up. He's not a bad quarterback at all.
Jimmy G is not a cerebral quarterback.
Denise, she's standing on that. 2.0.
When I said this back in the day, on a video or one of my articles, I said a long time ago, I said Nick Mullins was a much more cerebral quarterback than Jimmy is, and people jump down my throat behind that shit. But I'm like, just listen to what the fuck I'm saying, take your emotions out of it, and use some fucking logic, and you understand what the fuck I'm saying.
Jimmy's a one read quarterback. If his first read ain't open,
he gets locked on, guys. Yeah, he gets locked on. He gets locked on a certain receiver. That's it.
How about I put it all to risk like this? Jimmy Garoppolo had 4 touchdowns and 6 interceptions in 7 playoff games.
Right.
Brock Purdy threw 4 touchdowns in 1 playoff game.
Yeah,
that's all that needs to be said, man. I mean, come on,
Well, look, Brock gonna make it happen. I'm gonna definitely give him that. I can't take nothing from Brock, but like I said, he do have some things he has to work on. Especially when he gets in trouble and he starts to scramble and he starts running backwards and doing all this figure 8 shit. That's not going to work at the NFL level.
Yeah,
it's not.
Yeah.
Simply not.
Hey, we can say this. We can say this and just stop. Kyle Shanahan ball out of Jimmy hands in the playoff game. The Vikings. The game was on the line. And ran the ball. If you Brock like that, you let Brock rock.
Yeah.
As a rookie, as Mr. Red, trust in Brock than he did than Jimmy.
What comes down to trust? I just don't think Kyle trusts Trey. I just think I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't want to put this on his jacket, but I just think he's caught up in that stigma with Black athletes. I think he's just caught up in that. It's good for running. I mean, who saw that? I mean, that damn Arizona game, that was ridiculous. How many quarterback powers did he call that game?
I wonder if that has something to do with his finger, though, like being broken.
Yeah, it was. It was. That was the reason. That was the reason why Trey, Trey he hurt his finger in that Raiders game, and it wasn't right. It wasn't right. Like Trey admitted that his finger wasn't right the whole season. So when it went into the Arizona game, Kyle wanted to protect his finger. So what he didn't have no choice but to had a guy.
You still had Debo out there to dink and dunk to. You still could have coached the kid a little differently. He was slinging that ball.
It was too much running.
I know that. You had a lot of Sanu. How many passes did Sanu blow that game?
Yeah, he dropped.
One failed on him and he got intercepted, but he dropped a couple of passes right in his hand. They were still slinging that ball, man. So I don't know if I can go with that completely.
I mean,
what did he say? Calm down, fellas. I'm not a Jimmy Lee. I thought I was seeing wrong. You're a Jimmy G lover. Oh, okay, Denise. You learned something today. I'm just messing with you, Denise. Let me give my girl some love there. Yeah, man. But like I said, this quarterback controversy, carousel. That was the show we had a couple of weeks ago that we needed you on here. We talked about all three quarterbacks at length, and I just think the Sam Darnold thing is a joke. I think it's a complete joke.
It is.
And it kind of just shows the desperation. Yeah, it just shows the desperation of his fan base and these coaches. I mean, you're not convincing me that Sam Darnold's going to come in here and save the day.
Think about it. I mean, just think about it. Sam Darnold was known to be trashed on in the league, bro. Like Sam Darnold, Darnold,
I didn't even like him at USC, man. I didn't even like him there.
Do you remember when it was? I think it was either a year ago or 2 years ago. When Jimmy Garoppolo was here and they was trying to trade Jimmy Garoppolo, the names came out.
I remember that.
Deshaun Watson, Matt Stafford. Sam Darnold's name came into the conversation as a potential trading piece to go to the 49ers. And the fan base went crazy. They went, Sam Darnold?
Yeah. Sam Darnold? Yeah, they went on Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold? Oh, so now Sam Darnold comes over here, people switching up.
Listen, and the Jets gave him up. The Jets gave him up easy.
Yeah, Sam Darnold look good in this offense. He looked good, but y'all wasn't saying that when he wasn't a Niner. And then and then on top of that, to make it more, inevitable, Ian Rappaport goes in and then pushes it. Oh well, Sam Darnold might be the quarterback week 1, and then he gets a call from them telling him to back off. Like you see what I'm saying? I knew off the jump that Sam Darnold wasn't gonna be. I just knew it. It was kind of common sense, man. Yeah, it was common sense, man. Sometimes you gotta read between the lines, bro. Like Sam Darnold wasn't going to be the starter at all. People just wanted to push it just because of the hatred of Trey.
I don't understand that shit. I don't understand it.
Don, put it like this, Don. If Brian Hoyer was on the 49ers right now, Hoyer, they would be saying he's better. You see what I'm getting at?
Right.
Yeah. All because of the hate of Trey. That's what it is, bro. Like
what is it about this kid that they hate?
Yeah. I don't know. I know Cowherd hate him because he smashed his daughter in the dip. And then
you know what it is.
I think it's 3 reasons. I think there's 3 real reasons why people don't like Trey Lance, right? And I don't know what's what, but there's 3. One, he cost a whole lot. Like people spend a lot of money, and so the expectations might have been too high for that. But that's not Trey Lance's fault.
That's not his fault.
Right. Two, he came in to replace Jimmy Garoppolo, and it's a lot of Jimmy Garoppolo lovers in this fan base.
Tell me about it.
3, he's African American. He's a black man, and that's part of it too. Like if we're being honest,
the only one thing that I can agree with the Trey naysayers, the only one is that he didn't play enough football at North Dakota State. I give you that. He didn't play enough football.
He didn't play a lot of ball, right?
Yeah, because of COVID. That's the only thing I'm gonna give him credit for. But all this other bullshit, like y'all is just.
But I'd be damned if you can't tell me you can't see the talent and the potential with Trey. How could you not see the vision?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
he is the quarterback of today's era. Like the quarterbacks of today, man. Look at the draft. Just look at the draft. What does that tell you?
Right.
Yeah. Look at the direction that it's going. Look at the direction that it's going. Look at the Super Bowl. Look at the Super Bowl.
Black quarterbacks.
Look at the Super Bowl. You had Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, 2 quarterbacks that has the same traits that Trey has. Right. Makes two offenses dynamic, and they was lighting up the scoreboard in the Super Bowl. That's where the league is going to.
That's where it's going. How long we've been saying this shit, man? We know where it's going. We see where it's going. Nobody sees the vision. Nobody sees they don't want to see it.
Yeah,
You got some people that don't want to see it. Warren Moon said it himself.
Yeah,
you
look at all the best quarterbacks in the NFL. They all got something in common. They got elite arm talent and they're mobile. Right? They may not be running quarterbacks, but they're mobile. Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. They all got that in common.
Right on. Right. Let's give it up, y'all. We got Jew the Great in the building. What's up, Jew?
Brothers, what's going on?
Ain't nothing, man. That's the Prince of the South there. Just so you know, man, we're from everywhere. You got New York, Atlanta, Texas, Cali. I mean, we all spread out, man. We're everywhere, man. And we all come together for the red and gold and do what we do here. But yeah, Jew, we were just talking about, getting back to Moody real quick. Because we always derail into this quarterback thing. And it's always going to be that until the season starts. So for the viewers, we apologize from derailing from the caption, what have you. But you were saying that the Patriots picked up the second best kicker after we grabbed Money Moody.
Yeah.
Call him Money now, man.
Right after we got him.
That's my man, Money Moody.
All right, shit. Well, soon we took Money, the Patriots came and snatched up a kicker. They said the Patriots thought they were gonna get him too.
Yeah, let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you. I can't say it enough. I think we had Sidney Brown and some other few safeties. I'm sure we had a few safeties on the board along with Brown. And I think we didn't get when we thought that I felt whatever safety we were really eyeing on as our first option got snatched up. And that prompted them probably to jump up and grab this guy, especially considering our situation. We had no kicker. That's like your car. If you don't go if you have an engine problems, you don't go buy rims. we don't do what the Giants did. That irresponsible shit the Giants did when they got Saquon. They had too many needs to do that. But they was They was in the streets dancing like they was going. I'm like, who's gonna block for them? And let me tell you something, man. I do this because I got a lot of Giant fans. I'm here, so the hate is ridiculous. My boy, who's a diehard Giant fan, he passed away. God bless him. I forgot who they were playing, and Saquon was spinning and jumping over people. I said, that's not a good thing. What happened? He ended up tweaking his knee that game. So he texted my phone back, F you. I told you what was going to happen. All that cute shit that don't work in the NFL, man. It doesn't work here. And getting back on the quarterback thing, I know I'm all over the place, guys, but stay with me. I say that Phil Simms era is done. You can't sit in the pocket and survey 4 and 5 progressions. You ain't got that kind of time. And I think that's the one adjustment that Purdy's going to have to make. This is not college. The shit you did in college that you got away with, it's not happening here. And I think that's where that habit he gets of, backpedaling when he runs back and starts all that he got away with that in college. He's not getting away with that.
Right.
Yeah. Pass rush is too elite. Athletes are too elite nowadays.
Too elite.
You can't do that.
And think about it. He didn't even, when he got clipped, he didn't even really get hit. That was just like a swipe.
Yeah.
That threw his arm back. So imagine that he really gotten hit. But one dude I'm gonna give credit to, and I'm not gonna lie, we didn't want not say we didn't want him, but we were all for Justin Fields during the year of that draft. We wanted Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna lie, I saw Justin take a hit in preseason. Did you see that hit he took?
Yeah.
In preseason, he didn't see that dude coming, man. Like I said, this is the NFL, man. This is not college, man. Everybody is elite at every level.
Yeah.
There's no days off in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
There's no days off. I guess unless you're playing the Rams this year, that'll probably be a day off.
And that's why, man. I rather see them give Trey a chance because everybody still caught up in the moment over the 5 or 6 game stretch that Purdy had.
Right.
But like we always say, Trey never had the chance to play with all the weapons that Purdy had a chance to play with.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Trey with CMC, Kittle, and all them guys all together.
Yeah,
and like I said, yep. And like I said, once Purdy got in, we was already a well-oiled machine. We had already won like 5 games.
Right.
So only thing he had to come in and do is not fuck it up.
Pretty much.
Know what I mean? So
right.
I want to see them give Trey that same chance. Everybody trying to jump off the bandwagon. I'm still seeing videos being made about how they prepping him up to be traded and all kind of shit.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe that for a minute, man. I don't believe that for a minute. I mean,
I think if they was gonna trade the boy, it would have been like either before the draft or during the draft.
Right. Because to do that trade, that would literally be throwing the baby out with the bathwater, especially when you don't know what, Now, let's say you do that and he goes somewhere else, wherever he goes, God forbid, and he balls out. Now you're sitting here with egg on your face.
And then I'm watching people act like Sam Darnold was Tom Brady coming from New England. This motherfucker was trash at every stop he went to. This motherfucker been trash everywhere he went. Then we get him, everybody praising him. Man, ain't no way. This dude said on national TV that he was seeing ghosts. I know ain't nobody forgot that. Then we get him all of a sudden. Now he the second coming of Joe Montana.
Ridiculous.
It's been like ABT the whole time. Anybody but Trey.
Yeah, that's what it is.
How about ABS? Anybody but Sam. You're not convincing me that this guy's gonna come here, put on the red and gold, and all of a sudden be great. I'm not a believer of it. Not a believer of it. Sorry.
And like I told him before, if you don't want to like Trey, don't like his black half, cheer for his white half. He mixed. Hey, cheer for the white half of him.
Listen, man, the boy can ball. I just want Trey to get his fair shake. That's all I want. I want him to get his fair shake. And I'm sure when he gets his fair shake, he's going to do well. He's going to do well. He's going to be able to stretch the field. The offense is going to be so much more dynamic. But let me ask you another question. Let's get to the wide receivers. Okay.
Hey, hold on, Don, real quick. My bad, too.
Hey, brother.
What's going on with you, Ryan? I forgot to show you a little bit of this Southern hospitality. Nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I be watching you two on YouTube, man. So
yeah, we check you out.
Good
shit, man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much, man. Nice to see all y'all face to face.
No problem.
For the first time.
Yeah, we're real crew here, man. Real brotherhood, Hey, hopefully we get to meet up at a game or something, We get to see actually meet each other,
I'm gonna be at training camp for sure. I like to watch the games at the house. If I'm being 100% honest, I like to just be able to chill with my boys, my sons, and we just watch the game together.
I get it. The comfortability of being home.
Yeah.
Trust me, my man cave, that's all I do on Sundays, man. I sit down here and scream. My wife is like, what's going on down there? Yeah, okay, that's what I do. I come down here, scream, then I jump on the phone with these guys. I scream on the phone with them. It's crazy. Sundays is crazy with us, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but and you guys are all welcome.
I'm
on my channel, man. I do the one-on-one, so I'll get all y'all one-on-one on my channel one at a time. And I'd love to have you guys.
Okay, well, definitely, man. We definitely, like to work together and just keep
hit me up,
keep
Ron,
the network going, man.
Yeah,
And I know it's challenging. Like I say, I told you, we struggle like hell to coordinate sometimes, with just the five of us.
Yeah, it's
so,
tough.
However you want to do it, man, we do it, man. One at a time, so be it, man. Like I said, we appreciate the opportunity as well, and we definitely like to link up and, and network with other content creators,
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'd love to have you guys on. Hit me in my DMs. I don't know if all you guys follow me on Twitter. I know me and Sylph do and Dawn. But if you don't, hit me up on Twitter. Hit me in my DMs and we'll coordinate it because I would love to do it.
Well, you know what's funny, Ryan? This is the most I've been on Twitter in my life.
Oh, really?
And you saw what happened. I think I got to stay away from there. I think I got to keep my ass away from Twitter, man. Yeah. I'm like, God damn, this is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that, man.
But at the end of the day, man, it's a vibe here with Real Talk. So it's a vibe here with us, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So it's getting a little late, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and start to wrap this up. So you guys know the deal. If you got something you want to get out, say it now, or forever hold your pizzas.
I'm gravy. I appreciate you guys. That's the only thing I got to say. Thanks for having me on.
Oh man, no doubt, man.
This
won't be the last time, man. This won't be the last time.
I just want to say with the schedule release, who y'all want to see week 1?
Well, we
I
know
want
it
the
ain't gonna
Rams.
be.
I want something easy, man. Give me the Rams.
Yeah, let's ease into it.
Yeah.
I would take the Rams. Yeah. And the Rams, they need to drop them damn ticket prices. I hear the tickets are, sky
Yeah,
high. They need to
I
drop the
won't mind
ticket
taking
prices.
a Rams. That'll be an easy 1-0 to start off the season.
Right.
Yeah, but I hear that stadium is damn expensive.
Yeah, it is. It is. Another reason I keep my ass at home, watch TV.
Hey, I'm just
What a hot dog will cost you? $30?
Yeah.
God damn.
Well, I'm just ready to get with y'all boys to see what game we going to. Like I said, I know I'm gonna be at the Jacksonville game. I'm taking my boys to the Jacksonville.
Yeah, I may even try to.
Other than that,
that's a quick drive down 95 for me and the missus. Jacksonville. So that's doable. But like I said, I want to see a good one too. I definitely want to see Dallas. I definitely want to check that game out. And I hear they're coming to Levi's.
Yeah, that's always a good game. I'm sure Jesse will be at that Jacksonville game too. He lives out there.
Oh, Naylor?
Yeah.
Okay, our boy Jesse. It'd be nice to run into him too, man.
Yeah.
We gotta get Jesse on here. We got a lot of, we still got a lot of people. We still got rounds to make.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get Jesse on here. He got to clip up. He's gonna have to clip up some of that trade stuff for me though. I got to play it. You got to clip him up. He's got to clip him up. So, like I say, guys, say what you got to say, or forever hold your pizzy. So we all good?
Yep.
We all good? All right. All right. Hold on. Let me get my music up. I'm sorry, guys. All right. Hey. All right.
And we out. And we.
All right. First and foremost, we want to give a great big shout out and thank you to the Real Talkers. Give it up for the Real Talkers, y'all. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Also, we want to give another shout out and thank you for joining us for another discussion. Let's give it up for Ryan G Hensley. Give it up for RG, y'all. All right, and I want to give a special shout out to the crew members, man. That's Silverado Kev, King Sersky, Judah Great, and last but damn sure not least, Super D, the old Jizzy. Give it up, y'all, for the Real Talk 90 Talk crew. Yes, sir. We also got to give a great big shout out to our partner in crime. Where's he at here? Where's he at? All right, guys, let's give it up for Get 'em Boy, our partner in crime. Real Talk and Get 'em Boy, y'all. Yes, sir. So like we always say around this time, stay faithful, but more importantly, stay real, because it's not real. Makes no sense to be faithful. Get us on out of here, Jew.
Hey, look, awesome show, man. I was tuned in while I was still out here working. I wanted to get on so goddamn bad. Man, awesome show, though, man. Love to seeing Ryan on with y'all boys. Keep it up, done with the production, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie.
Man, I'm tired, man. I'm a little slow today on some of the cues and so forth. But my apologies.
Oh, it got better. It got better. Like just starting out, everybody was low, so it got better though. And then the music went up, went down. Other than that, man, you fixed that shit like you always do, and it was smooth sailing from there.
Yes, sir.
My boy Kev don't look like Incredible Hulk today.
Oh yeah, you ain't green today. You're right.
He ain't green today.
Yeah, he still got the delay though.
They just got all that. But other than that, man, little awesome show. Can't wait for the schedule release, man. Like we always say, 90 gang over everything, man. And we out.
Disease.
You know what it is.
To the Trey Lance haters. Shut up and wait for the next game. That.
There ain't a writer